we expected a super team, and that is exactly what we got on map 1 from Team Vitality. I'm your host, Yingsu, and I'm back here with Kakuka and Billy. I mean, what else can we say, Billy? They're just good.
Yeah, I mean, they were just absolutely incredible. Derka was going crazy, Trex was going crazy. I feel like everyone in the server was going crazy. And it was so nice to see Safe on the IGL role, playing the ISO as well. It was something that I was looking out for before we went into that one, and I was very much impressed.
I am beyond impressed.
Oh,
like, no. Like, you don't understand this, you know? And I spent an entire year calling Vitality pretenders, right? And for this year, I gave them the contender for, I thought what was a reason, but what we just saw, I don't think people are ready. Like, yes, this was a 13-5. 4 of the rounds, so Casey gets 4 rounds in the first half. 2 of them are ecos, where they're just running things down, you know, you're feeling comfortable, you're hitting the shots. One of them was a 2v1 by Suigetsu, and the other one was the first buy after losing pistol. That is the kind of half that we're speaking about, because the confidence that Vitality went on taking every single duel was on a different level.
I mean, let's take a look at some of the things we saw that made us so impressed. We could have just picked the whole map at this point, Kakuka, but talk me through this.
Yeah, exactly. I think this is very important. I thought that we saw it with this Senator view, and our wonderful casters were doing a brilliant work describing what was going on here. But as you were mentioning, Billy, it's so interesting to see Safe playing from the IGL role, also with the duelist, and the way that he was using the undercuts and the wall, everything was to play with the rest of the team. Yes, individually, he is just brilliant because he can do this kind of things with ISO. But also, on the micro level of playing with the rest of the team, he was on top of that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And let me remind you, like, the amount of combinations with utility as well that he was able to call forward was really, really nice. He didn't even have to be on the site, and he was still being able to support the rest of his team.
Yeah, and if you told me today that Derka was going to wake up, say it's Durkin time, and Dirk all over them, I would have responded with, well, duh, it's just another Friday for Derka. What is new? Because he's on a different team, but you can see why everybody unanimously said that this is the pickup of the offseason.
Yeah, I'm surprised in a couple of things. Yes, okay, in the openers, we expect that Dirk he's playing on the Euro, we expect him to have this kind of rounds, but also when they were playing on the defensive coach for most of the map, he was making some individual decisions that we're going beyond the just, I'm picking here because I can do it because I'm playing Euro. Like, clearing sides, even when the information was a little bit in doubt, but also, again, also him himself staying on top of everything. And do not get me wrong, Casey was going very, very fast onto some of the sites because they had to try a lot of different things. And I am surprised of how quickly was also Vitality to adapt to that. You know, with such changes.
No, I have to agree. I think that we've seen Karmine Corp kind of struggling with their pacing in those attack rounds to begin with. They were going for fast hits onto C. It wasn't really working out for them until they started trying and testing that way. And I think part of that is because they kept giving so many early engagements to Derka that they had no other choice. It felt as though they were just running out of ideas, and it wasn't until they started slowing it down and having those contact peaks where they started to pick up a couple.
Yeah, and one of the reasons we call this team a super team is just what they're able to do with their individuals. You know, even in a 3v5, they can just turn it around and make it theirs.
We speak a lot about how it is for some of the teams to be playing on their debut matches. Vitality was not scared of anything. We remember this route, as we were saying, 5v3. Casey freezes a little bit before going onto side, and just take a look at the positions. As I say, Durkin has gone all across the map to see if C was clean. Look at the way Kicks and Les are holding this down. Look at the positions that they've created for themselves. How Durkin now uses the ultimate to help Les also get that kind of information and not allow the cloud to happen.
Here's the thing though, can they replicate this performance? Can they make it on Bind as well? Because KC, they're forced to be reckoned with on this map.
Yeah, definitely. I think Casey's bind the other day was something that we were all looking at. The utility dump that they were able to have, they were just so overpowering. They were having reactionary deadlock pulls as well, so I'm not expecting...
Yeah, no,
Big changes here.
Safe Tejo. Let's go.
I absolutely love it. I think that I'm really looking forward to see how he plays, to see where we can put him in our ranking of the Tejos that we've been having throughout this week. For me, KC, also the team that we have seen already played on this map. We were talking about it, the utility, the micro, but to me, there were two things that were very important for KC the other day. One, they were able to get a lot of rounds in a row, an economy that was extremely healthy and that allowed things for them to do as Suigetsu on an operator from very early rounds, even from the attack, put in that extra pressure. And also the fact that Na'Vi was not able to convert their first blocks. They were very on top of the plan, and you know, there's many layers to the composition that they're playing, but with how Vitality's playing, I'd be scared.
Yeah, I'm low-key scared of this. I know I was kind of maybe hoping for a Derka on the tail previously, but I mean, they didn't even take any timeouts in the previous map. Vitality, they're chilling.
Yeah, and also EMEA fans, less is on Viper in our region. Pansy and Mini, I am so excited for this map.
And we are as well. This is a really exciting prospect because we got to see Carmine Core here before, and they looked good. Na'Vi, it felt like a brick wall. They couldn't figure it out. They couldn't handle it. But now Vitality, they're a different team, Mini. How has this changed? We've seen the comp coming out. What do you make of it? Is that enough wiggle room?
Compositionally, I think that it's a good comp. I think that I would, at this level where we're expecting Vitality to go deep into tournaments, I think that I'd prefer the Gecko over this guy. Just the raw strength of Gecko on this map seems a little bit better. And I'm a big Astra believer, especially with the tail. Those kind of combos, I'd prefer that. But I think Vitality got footage on this KC team. I watched the VODs this morning. There are some things that Vitality could be doing to avoid the disaster that Na'Vi had. So I think one of the takeaways from me is Vitality, if they get up a bit more close and personal at times, they don't need to go for any stupid pushes.
Sure.
But like play like they did on that Haven. And I think that they should be okay, because KC don't have too much util to clear all this space out.
But look how far Sedax managed to get here. That was swift. Elite's just beheaded less, but there was a lot of space being drifted through here. And look at this pivot. They've absolutely run rings around him, unless Trex over-delivers, which, well, he gets one. It's not quite enough to say it's an over-delivery, but Carmine Core navigating that space so well.
Spike planted.
Yeah, and as we've highlighted last time they played, the post-plant util was very strong in this composition with the Vice and the Deadlock.
Yeah, you're going to get to see that now. There's already the Thorn's going to be coming up there. Brambles in the way. And again, it either removes your choices of options or you're going to have to walk into it. There's the second layer. There's a Deadlock util, and now there's just going to make the most of it. Swings out, Ghost in hand, Dirk is dead. Leaving kicks. Not really able to do much here. Oh, Wingman going for a jog. And safe. Well, 1v3. He's good, but the time's not on his side here. And I'm liking seeing this from Carmine Core. I love seeing Sadek, but I was surprised he got given so much freedom towards that walk up there, but still, reaps the rewards. You saw the over-rotation almost, or the TP taken, everyone flooding over towards A. Carmine Core drifting carefully up towards that B site.
Similar kind of pistol we saw them do last time, just a very slow, methodical, sad hack style kind of play. He has to highlight the tail, so the retake there, like with the tail, I think that's one of the strengths. The kind of retake the tail is good, but against this composition, with all this kind of post-plant util, I feel like that's not, as far as I'm aware, not the biggest win condition.
Okay.
I don't think we want to go into too many retakes against this comp.
I'm after seeing what happened to Na'Vi, yes. Yes, let's avoid that. Oh, that's a cute little classic.
There's my buddy.
10 out of 10. Outside of that, though, we're looking for a clean round here. Carmine Core having the 2 Vandals, 1 Outlaw, and 2 Ghosts.
I got the
can
spike.
afford to lose 2. Not obviously what they want, but it can be managed and accounted for. Real Vitality. Having a little look here, safe.
2 suppressed.
That looks so slow.
I don't know.
Was he shift?
Was he
the
shifting
drone?
it?
You can give that a little walk. Walk the drone.
Don't know. I was really confused then. I didn't want to say anything because Teo's new and I'm scared.
I'm allowed to.
You can ask those
Yeah, I
questions.
can.
Yeah.
If I can say that I'm a fraud, it's fine.
Oh, I can't blame Fnatic. They've already suffered. I really can't. Safe though. just going to be forced away. Real slow, steady progress from KC. But there's a lot of players here. It could get a little bit messy, right? It could get a little bit
30 seconds left.
chaotic. Let's see.
This close up against Classics.
Yeah, there's a world where it can go wrong. They stalled the plant as well with the Teo utility, but it's only a second or two pause. Kick's trying to springboard, and he does get the Vandal. No one close enough by to pick that up or pressure it if necessary, but in a post-plant, once again, we discussed this utility. Incredibly oppressive in nature, taking away a lot of space on the map, funneling Vitality through only one direction. There's a lot of eyes here. Kicks is a great player, but he's about to be, swarmed. Les going to try and probably back away with that, maybe. I don't really know what else there is to do. He can try and go for a brawl if he wants to, but it's probably not going to go very well.
Yeah, just a solid anti-eco. Like the kind of, I call it like a lamp sec when you run up the short A. Kind of Sadak set up a round where we're kind of spread out, getting some info around the map. We've got the Gecko flash on short to see there's no one there. Vice is flashing out of the sands, check no one's there. And then the strength of this kind of deadlock is being able to net into the lamps and fully clear it. We got the wall stopping players near the showers from denying the plant, which is a big thing on Bind. That A site is all about denying that plant. And they have a lot of util to stop people trying to deny that plant. Deny the deny.
Pretty
we
much.
got Vice Thorns and Deadlock util being thrown towards that showers quite a lot. Something to note later, potentially. Hopefully, though, KC, Vitality, have done their homework on it.
Well, that's what I'll be questioning you on soon enough. I want a couple more rounds, see how it feels. But I do want to see how well prepared Vitality look to your eye, at least. Outside of that, though, bonus here.
Sadak's so confident, just off that Gecko flash.
It wouldn't be the first time he's gone for this walkabout, and we do see that late drone being brought out by Safe occasionally.
Safe has literally used his salvos just to re-clear short here.
It's quite a bit of an investment. Again, just a creeping default, a little bit more attention and furthering towards Hookah, but that's about it. Re-clear down long with the dog, a little bit of exchange of information, but both keeping their cards quite close to the chest. The furthest they're trying to explore is Safe, really probably towards showers, I'd say, but I'm waiting to see if they maybe look a little further long. Flash, I don't think would have caught anyone.
Oh, that's good information. Let's see how they react off of it.
Yeah, already I think Dirk is rotating, so that's going to be 3 towards 8.
Looks like the KC are going for a fake here.
Maybe just off the back of that zero contact flash or whatever it is, the timing, maybe feeling it out. That is a really good read. There is still a player towards long. Can Kicks create a crossfire with that? I don't know. Looking at less hit. Ooh, that's not ideal.
30 seconds left.
A little bit of an issue, but the flash is really nice. They get to keep their life. It's Kicks to take down Martine. Let's get to go back in. That's stunning from Les with 2. It's Sadak, the one to try and keep things composed for Carmine Core. But he's down low himself, only 11 HP. A 3v2, but this was a bonus, but it was relatively well brought up. But no spike to be planted yet. There it is. You can see how close Dirk is getting. Sugetsu going to keep one safe, but now the round has probably gone just out of their hands here. Time-wise alone is more than enough. And Sugetsu really doesn't want to be left with that outlaw, so opting for death instead. Vitality getting back in time. Yes, it was... I say a bonus, but it did have 3 Vandals to it. It certainly had a bit of punch to it, but this little bit of stall coming through that one error with Wingman pretty much stopped the roll.
I think highlighting that stall is key. I said about it last time we saw KC, how much I love the Viper on this map. That Viper wall, little bro had a bit of trouble getting out that window.
It hit his shins on the ledge, it hurt.
But that Viper wall is enough for us to get 3 back towards B. Vitality playing the weak side a bit aggressively, but that individual brilliance is there. So.
It's there to be banked on, right?
Exactly.
You get a little bit more punch to it. So this is interesting, right? I want to see how KC respond to this as well. If we're seeing the value of just kind of having the Viper against you, how does KC address that? Was it simply just an issue with the Wingman, maybe just offset a bit of the timing? Let's find out. That's where the story continues. This is not a perfect purchase to be down on the Guardians. This Trex to draw blood, and that's the Astra going down. So Sugetsu, the first to fall, could be a problem.
I think the question about this guy here, it's about the extremities and the information we're getting on both sides. Like, you can see how far Safe up we're able to play 3v right now.
Oh, just let's get caught. He does. Durka's been flashed, so you know there's another here. But Durka, how are you still doing that? Still going to get down Sadak, even though he looked like he was pretty much under pressure. Sadak's going to take away less here, so leaving Kicks, I think, quite alone. No, the rotations are coming in. They'll be fine. Did they get denied on the plant? No, plant just got in. I wonder how close that was, but Elite just pressing the issue further, taking further space in this post plant. Safe and Trex, it's not many options here, even though it's a 2v3. Still very difficult to come back in. Stack towards long, one towards elbow. Flash sent in, but plenty of cubbies to hide towards, so they can't be too secure in that. Safe still with the stun. Opts for the right corner, and the right shot from Trex. He knows there's another! Oh, a 2v3! Dealt with! So simple for Safe! Vitality getting their second.
So me and Sliggy were theory crafting this agent. Our first take on it was that stun was pretty useless, but
Well, no what to say.
apparently not. I do want to highlight though, I kind of was trying to talk about it a little bit, but I like the way they're set up here with the Sky Long B. You usually see that, but the Teo towards A means that these kind of the dog and the drone are getting so much information and allowing Vitality to stack the correct site. So they stacked the 3B there. The only issue was that Carmine Court, I think, only really looked good into that round because they had to use the Deadlock ult and the Gecko ult.
Oh, are we seeing the same exec that was run on towards Na'Vi here on towards the I want to see how this looks.
Yeah, there's going to be a deep site exec.
But I want to see if Vitality commit towards that shower hold. That was something we didn't see that much from Na'Vi. Keep that space in their hands.
We're going to see a flash to the back site now, I think.
Hold on. They get to look how little there is to play with. It's so all-consuming. Trex gets cleared. Carmine Core. They've run this before, and you can see exactly as to why. It is very, very powerful, even on a lighter purchase. Plant should be there. I don't think there's much to stop that. I say that. Oh, paint shell. Okay, yeah, no, denied the plant. They're buying time. I heard the ult come out as well, so Martin gonna do what he can to get all the information available. Durka is a thorn in their side. I don't know how much impact he can have beyond this. You can see the hesitation, though, from KC. They are biding their time, maybe waiting on a bit of a cycle here. They do have some of the util back in hand, but Durka doing more. It's the ult coming through. Anyone dare touch that spike? I double dare you. That's what's going to happen. Les is the one to claim Martin. Now Les is in the fight. The odds don't seem to matter when you're Vitality. How are they winning these?
I don't know if I should be saying this, but it looks like watching Fnatic in 2023. That is not a winnable round.
It's not.
His individual brilliance just carrying.
Because let's kind of break it down into pieces, right? The start of that round looks stunning for Carmine Core. Lighter purchase, takes site, isolates players, nearly got the plant. It was perfect.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, Durka's still got a bit of space. We got less coming in. It all starts to line up. I don't get it.
I will say that one thing that I wouldn't mind, well, they're about to do it, I think, but I was curious about this Viper. Okay, one sec. Nice little push down long B here. Just a little kind of, I don't know what to call that. It's not a full commitment. It's the kind of thing where they might be baiting a reaction over towards the A side. You can see they're ready with the showers TP crunch potentially here. But not going to happen. So those little pushes sometimes, when they're not fully committed, it's sometimes a better reaction out because you know what to... Beautiful, double swing. You know how to react off of that reaction. So I'm liking to, like, the fact that this is Casey's map pick and Vitality have that layering and level of thinking, I'm very impressed by.
Again, Sadak's trying to really keep KC into this. I've got to say, individually, he may not have the most kills, but it's packed full.
Okay, not the finest. Okay, well.
But again, the denial, right? The safe denial of these plants. Sadak again! I was singing his praises and I'm going to do it because he keeps getting these vital kills to keep these rounds near on competitive because... Wait, Trex? Okay. That's an interesting option to go for here. Sadak's still got freedom and he's still looking for the fight here, but Safe does the sidestep. Martin going to secure at least a little bit of pressure on the backlines, but Trex is last alive here. 1v2. Hear the steps, that's two players. He's going to see one, but Martin just leaps and bounds in. They tie it back up.
Yeah, beautiful from Martin there. Doing a little jump through the smoke. Get the trade back. Yeah, something I was going to talk about before was, I think a potential option for Vitality, if they continue to struggle with this A kind of hold, if KC go back towards that as an option, is putting that Viper orb towards the A site. We call it the DRX orb, where you put it just in front of the kind of plant area, and then those kind of backside pushes get completely negated because you're not going to run through a Viper orb, take all that damage. And so I'm curious as to see what value they're going to see out of this B orb, whether that is going to kind of outweigh that idea. But we did see the switch last round a little bit, but
I'm also seeing a timeout, not seeing who's called it. I get nervous. I'm nervous.
You are nervous.
But it's okay. I see KC. I see KC. As long as stage doesn't go red mini, everything is okay in the world. Yeah.
There were sometimes in the coach booth there was random lights that would shine, and I was always very confused as to why I was being.
All I know is red is bad. That's
red is bad.
That's
okay.
all you gotta think about. Red equals bad. For now, it is a Carmine Core timeout.
A curious timeout.
Yeah, calling it at this point, is there just something, do you think they've noticed? 'Cause it's not Sadak talking, so I feel it's like going to be the coaches? Could be Coach Cam, pretty please, maybe? They're probably done by now, to be fair, aren't they? They're probably already yapped.
Yeah, Eng can talk quick. Yeah, I'm going to note it, like I've obviously studied Eng quite a lot.
Speaking of,
but the fact that he's taking timeouts off of round wins is, I'd love to.
That's the chat to be like, okay, what's the thought pattern?
There's not a chance I'm ever taking a timeout after a round win.
Really?
Yeah, never.
Oh. Good to know. Luckily not a coach anymore. Caster now,
wait. You can see my VODs. The information's there.
Nah, I'd never watch a Fnatic VOD. Boring. What? We do have a very light purchase here, just less with the Vandal. So beyond that, looking for them to try and do something a little bit cheeky, a little bit unique, which is what they're doing. We have 4 players towards B. And why not?
Yep. Eco round.
Yep.
The anti-eco approach, again, we can see the Vice Flash is going into Hooker to get the information there. And because it pinged, you know, like that the likelihood of a stack just increased a lot towards that side of the map.
So have they been actively playing towards Hooker at all? I don't think we've seen that once. So I guess it kind of like, you know, if anything adds to it.
I don't think so.
So yeah, I mean,
it's enough information on anti-eco to kind of probably make an informed decision. Yeah. You can't have all the information in the world. You don't need it on an anti-eco.
Educated guess though, but you know, Carmine Core weren't in a particular hurry, so taking their time here may not be a safe plant. They've been looking to deny that quite often. This time, not going to be. So plants in for Carmine Core. Les already taken a lot of damage is a bit of an issue considering he's the one who's got that Vandal who could have had a bit more into this round. Getting a bit closer to the healer. Got one towards the box on site. 2 towards lamps. And away we go. Durka's going to go down. This is par for the course so far. Not seeing too much beyond that. Still one flash for kicks. Here comes the drone. And there goes safe. So Carmine Core doing what they need to. You're kind of looking for clean rounds here. Unless Les got played in, but again, that little flash at the start, that little bit of info, it kind of spurred on the end of this round.
Yeah, and since I alluded to Fnatic 2023.
You mentioned them more than I did. That's crazy.
Well, I said it once.
I don't know.
I haven't talked about anyone.
I feel like you were chancing it in the break or something.
In the break?
Yeah.
I was talking to Boaster in the break. He was out there.
That is true. It wasn't just Boaster. I know he's your favourite, but that just ignores the rest. It's crazy. Speaking of your favourites, Durka does have the operator out and about. So that's a little twist here that we've got coming through. So I do wonder, have Carmine Core considered this coming through? I mean, financially, this is on the card, so you've got to be aware of it. And this looks like that site hit we've been waiting on. Now, does this counter it at all? How much does this change the outcome? A shoulder shown, but he's going to have to respect it and back away here. Does get sat into place, doesn't get caught on the ult, but it's safe to find Martin playing, I don't want to say comfortably from shower or bench, because it's not comfortable. Alves with a good trade, slicing the site up, creating safety, and then adding further to this. We have Sugetsu investing the Astra ult, stall on the plant, however. Oh, flank as well from Les.
Going the long way around, though. He knows he has to because that Vice wall.
I swear there was a ping. I swear there was a ping on that map coming out from Carmine Core. So lots of ults being traded out. Lots of stall towards that CT side, catching 2. Les is creeping closer, but look at the positioning. Sugetsu, heads up work here. He's on the... heads up to heads off. Sugetsu on the floor, and Vitality just raw talent their way back towards the site, but it's down to a 2v2. Oh, Sadak, you're nasty with it. Trex was none the wiser, and Dirk has got no options left. Time to back away. That site hit mini is looking lush from Carmine Core.
Slightly different adaptation there. Wasn't the deeper site hit with the Astra smokes towards Heaven and CT, just the kind of safer version. I think because they had the Astra wall, they knew they were going to always get the spike down later on. I did like the ult buy from Durka, because realistically, it's only the Gecko flash that is a problem early on towards short, and all he has to do is wait for that flash noise and then swing out.
Yep.
So a bit unlucky for him to kind of not get anything there.
And how disheartening is that, though? Because I feel like that was a solution to that site hit, right? But, you know...
challenging me? You're challenging me? Look.
I wonder what he said at the end. But, again, it's got to be a little bit disheartening if you're Vitality, and that was your... I don't want to say counter. It's not going to be that simplistic, oh, just get an op on it.
Yeah.
You'd hope there's more. But you're now going to be put in the predicament of, okay, well, our money's not going to be perfect, but we've got to have to work something out here, right? We've got to try and plan something else, because if they can keep leaning on this, we're going to keep getting run by it. So what's the next look? What would you go to? Because we were kind of asking the question if you're a Na'Vi, but there weren't many answers. But we've seen enough here. Is Vitality ready for an answer to the KC hit?
I think starting with the 3 people A,
Yep.
I think that we can move this orb towards A, like I said. We can either put it on short, and as they're coming up short, we've got something to delay and kind of stifle the kind of rhythm of that util, or put it on the site. I don't mind the idea of Raze playing on top truck. I think that's quite a good angle, because he's going to dodge all the util, swing out. Maybe we've got someone from Lamp swinging out at the same time. But we need to make sure that we're getting those rotates over to be fast. Like, if we're going to do that, we need that Viper wall going up if they're going B, and we need to be over to be fast. If we lose this B side of the map, then it's pretty GG. So early round 3A, pick out some of those spots, maybe add the Viper orb there, and then I think we need some fast rotation toward B if nothing's happening on A. And we will know that because with all the information we have from the Teo and the Sky.
There we go. Easy as that. Just get many involved.
It might have just talked nonsense. I
you
got
could
no
have
idea.
just but you said it with enough confidence. I think they're going to believe you.
I think so, yeah.
I think you're good.
I think so.
You're learning.
Next time, I think I'll just actually say what I don't believe and see if they... What are you thinking?
One for the fridge, that. I love it.
I quite liked it. I thought it was
Yeah.
fun. But I quite like the spray. You know the spray that's like the dog?
Is it a lobster?
Is it a lobster? I'm
Yeah,
drawing
no.
it for you right now.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm waiting to see.
Like, it looks a bit like that.
I think it's... I don't know. I know which one you mean.
Yep.
But, yep.
I quite like that.
That's your artistic capabilities coming through there.
Hashtag graphic design.
Still, Bai not looking all that great. Of course, did manage at least keep the op. Gonna probably have to suffer through this one, but if you're Vitality, they're a dangerous little team. There's always a bit of threat.
All the adaptation talk I said is absolute nonsense in the context of this economy state.
Yes.
It is down to Durka really to find something, and the rest of them to find, you know, these close, gritty, messy engages with the kind of low back.
That classic with the little B on it, with the hive, and then the obviously Vitality on top is really cute. Nice flash. Nice try from Kicks. But again, you can see they're trying to get a little bit cheeky, a little bit naughty, and that is a reward. Kicks going to get one. Nice little flash through, maybe just going to go astray, but they're getting involved less. I don't know where he was. He could be back in NA at that point. Who knows? But Durko, that's stunning. A little bit more for us, please. Oh, what? Get out of here!
Oh my god.
That was 5 HP away. 5 HP. 5 HP. Yeah. You're laughing about it now, but you weren't at the time. 5 HP. He almost had him.
Yep.
What's it like to be gifted? Like,
I wouldn't know.
damn, man. That's sad. Let's have a little look at Durka almost.
I mean, there's a reason in the coach slot. He was... I didn't do observant. I just watched Durka. Like, I mean, obviously not just because he's good. Like, he's entering, he's kind of going in. I get to see the action, but yeah. This is kind of getting away from Vitality a little bit.
Yeah, and they... I want to see if there's layers to Carmine Core's side here. You've already said there was a slight adaptation earlier as well. There was a different look with the smokes, especially. Martin. Oh, he saw the iPad out, but the old man gets the gun back through. All good. Durka from up above going to take away Sadak. They put bodies behind it. Vitality.
Down A.
Finally getting a grip on it. It felt like it kind of spiraled away from KC there, but it was on a knife's edge. As to get to an elite, your options are really, really limited. Looking where the spike is, that's so tough. Not clean enough on that first shot to get past safe, so already elite's options pretty much fall to nothing.
Yeah, Martin showed the same proclivity to...
Was it Angel?
I don't remember. It was on Abyss, where he kind of got out of the ult early and kind of went for it.
I feel like it was Angel.
In a way that I was like, ooh, that's a bit risky to do it dry. Yeah.
It's a bit of a punish. Okay.
Solid reaction. You can see though, they're trying to... Trex was... I think he's using the Brim Smoke where I was talking about this, where this Viper Orb could be used to try and create some kind of awkwardness for KC on his A hits, but I don't know if it's gonna be enough. It was that round.
Okay, so we have a challenge towards Shower. Sadak. He's off on a mission. And he's managed to evade the util thus far, and he knows that less is around. He takes a little bit of damage. I say, oh, okay, a little was a lot in the end, and Safe there to trade it out. So Getsu's going to go down. Safe controls towards B. This is all but a ruse and a slow build back towards LA side. Martin here, Aves here, Elite here. Trex jump spotting from CT. Martin might have seen that. I think he did now for sure. And Kick's going to try and get a little bit of chip damage there. Doesn't get the shot he probably wanted, but looking for that plant is still pretty... Oh, going to come in on this too. Pop flash Kicks. Shorty, hold on. The Shorty's still pretty strong. Almost baited in, it felt like, and the ult going to roll on through from Safe. And you can see there's just nowhere feels comfortable. Just herded around by that Tejo utility. And Safe doing really well to divide and conquer that side up, leaving Aves in a near-on unwinnable situation now.
Yeah, this round felt like, it didn't feel like one of KC's scripted kind of rounds. It felt like a sad hack kind of audible. Yeah. Some kind of like B-long fake ready at showers, and maybe the two at B-long could then use the TP to join the boys back around showers. But it looked a bit messy for my liking. Finishing an exec out of showers specifically is usually not a great idea, in my opinion.
It does feel
because it's such a tight choke point.
Yeah. Look at that. Bloody hell. We still have an ult here though, I think. Yeah, Aves still has his, so the fish ult is there. One away from Sadak's too. Anything else nearby?
KC have been doing a beautiful job in all their games of cycling his ults, and Sadak's very good at cooling off with them, to be honest. We'll see what I do this round.
I'd love to see a bit of this though. Oh, but dealt with Durka. Gonna go down so early here. Do they speed up off this, or they just pump the brakes? Maybe look for if there's any further exploration. And they would find it if they waited long enough. Safe is taking some room here. That's with an active glance down long. They've kind of cleared a lot of the map. This feels very indicative of this heavy A presence, but let's go. Careful enough. Trying to keep himself secure here, but he could be in trouble.
Yeah, I love what Safe is doing here with the push down. It's unfortunate that he's not going to be able to get as much value against this composition because of the Vice Wall, but he is able to let his teammates rotate towards where the strength is on the map. And
with less keeping so much of their attention here. Oh, so get to... And that's the problem, because it's all such good theory, right? You talk about what Safe was doing there. Now it's scattered to the wind, because Sugetsu just hits a nice headshot. Really well positioned, good crosshair placement, everything looking nice. Is what it is. But Trex is still on the site, and he's a bit of a smoke criminal at the moment. He's been playing out these smokes like an animal. He's found a little bit of a pocket of safety. He has been netted, but...
Player standing.
Okay, we're looking like we're going to be at least keeping a decent lead here for KC. As Les, your last one alive, he was seen very much earlier towards the shower position, so they're going to be pretty aware, and we talked about those post plants. I've got to say though, Vitality have been good at navigating away from them, not completely being drawn into those post plant scenarios that are very strong for this comp.
The problem is though, is that we saw a little glimpse of what KC got on defense, because they did run away with that map against LV. And there is some strength to the deadlock vice.
Quite a bit, yeah.
Yes, we did see about 8 pieces of util being used on short in the last game, and we're probably going to see it again.
Yes.
But we do have a Raze and a Teo, so maybe some of it can be broken, but not all of it.
It's going to be a really fun challenge. That's what I look for, because we didn't get to see enough of it in my mind. Vitality have kept this game competitive at a 5-7 scoreline here on the half. This is looking solid. Vitality looking fired up. Carmine Core still in control. Don't miss the second half. Before we got to the break, and I kind of want to lean back into that before we start up here. We didn't get to see too much of Carmine Core's defending side, but the strength of this composition seems to thrive here. What's the solution? Is there a way through for Vitality to approach this?
I mean, they only showed 2 kind of gun rounds.
Yeah.
So there is very little tape on this side. I think that KC did show some of what their intention is with the deadlock and the vice. Some of that is going to be that they're going to be paired up together quite a lot. In this round, this is the same pistol they ran last time. So on the B side of the map, we've got like a little trap off the kind of flashes from the Euro and the vice.
Yep.
On the A side of the map, we've got just 3 there. So expect some swings off these flashes if they do decide to end B.
Scout destroyed.
So they're going to see the 2 towards side.
There.
Found. Baits it up. Draws the 3rd player over from Carmine Core. Martin waiting. Flash. I saw flash on the drop, but he's not going to swing off it deep. But I do wonder if Vitality drift away now.
He was curious. Last time they were playing much closer towards long B, ready to just flash and fight that area. And this time it looked a bit strange to me, but all good. No damage.
No, this little pause. I'm keeping eyes on where that spike is. Still with safe.
So back towards a fake towards A. It's going to be an end towards B. Let's see if KC do rotate and bite on this.
Do they suck the casualties? They are going to draw 2 players back. That's actually a massive amount of players, but here's the response. They still have a little bit of... I mean, the flash gets used. Yeah, no, sight is looking available. Smoke towards elbow, going to keep the cross safe. Plant's going to be in. Vitality really doing well to pull the players out of those comfort positions. Baiting out the utility, everything looking great.
And usually I would say that this retake now is going to be way in favor of Vitality, but I think that Sadak is going to be the linchpin if KC want to win this round.
See, I think he's got Trex to deal with towards Hookah, but they're going to take back sight, start working through that side, but it's Durka. Where's he gotten 2 from?
That little box.
Oh, that's outrageous he's gotten away with, but there's the first couple of steps, and Sadak does take away Trex, so they start taking back the map. But there's a problem, there's 2 towards elbow, Less still alive, but he's only alive for so long, and now down to 2, hold on. Safe still standing, as is Kicks, it's gorgeous from Kicks. Sadak in a 1v2. And they don't really know about where Safe is. Now they're going to know the full picture, but it's too little, too late. Vitality. Yeah, it was pretty at the end, but the way they started that mini was fantastic.
Yeah, great round, great retake. I've lost the plot.
Got a little bit mental.
Yeah, going mental. Anyway, Derka in the post plant, I did want to highlight that, sorry. Derka's position in that post plant, he's used to playing those aggressive positions.
Okay.
And when you play them enough, you kind of find the ones where you're like, I know this is a juicy one.
I can get
and
one.
And that one behind the box, behind the site, is one of those ones that shouldn't work, but does work. And I don't know what to call that, but that's just like, just raw duelist intuition.
Yeah, it makes sense. I was just...
Nice observer.
Thank you, observers.
Yeah, very good.
That's why we love our observers. Prius wouldn't do that. Prius wouldn't have got any of the kills, but, you know.
I mean, at least he didn't say it was a good retake.
I don't know how much Safe saw on that. I don't think he saw much around that corner, but it is a little bit of a question mark, to say the least, that you've got some contact there. But now Vitality just need to be careful, trying to avoid that stack. Name
like so getting the orbs, they're going to get both of them, I think, here. Solid eco round. I first saw 100 Thieves do this last year, so set up a trap towards B long. If there's nothing there, grab the orb, get the other orb. That's what you could, the most you should expect, really, from an eco round. I know they can get messy sometimes, but
kind of traded how the map looks now. Vitality loved.
Nice push through onto CT, knowing that so many TP that you know that the space is clear towards CT. Just reversing the A site.
We were putting, I don't want to say a question mark, that feels too much, but we were looking at if Safe's, you know, mid-round calling, how his IGLing would be, because it's a lot of weight on his shoulders. Maybe not as much with Tejo, but especially in the previous map, he looks up to the challenge. He looks good here so far. As it stands, we're waiting to see that play back in there. I'll probably eyeing to go down for the spike if they can. Don't know if Vitality's going to let them.
Tejo damage behind it, maybe to trap them in.
An attempt was made.
Would be nice if it worked, because I called it, but didn't, so.
And into the spike we go. So, tied up all even here.
Anyone have
Good
any
looks.
I may have damaged my fingers.
From Vitality. This looks quite well prepared so far. Now, it was only a pistol and a follow-up, so it's too early to get too ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, I want to see what the default is from Vitality. Are we going to play a style of Tejo where we're kind of slowly defaulting, using those salvos early to take space, and then waiting for them to come back? Or are we a team that's just going to send it?
Okay.
I'm happy to kind of condition early, is how I would probably play it, and then start abusing the fact that we've stopped players playing in positions that we don't like, and then just send the exits. Interesting use there. I guess to try and break some.
Does it clear much? I think there's still. I don't think it cleared any.
I think it maybe shot one thing, but I don't think so.
Yeah, who knows? For now though, see. Okay. You know, must be nice to be Martin. Finds less pretty much for free, which is a bit of a problem. Sadak. That's such a dangerous angle.
This is part of the beauty of this style of comp. We saw Koi run it the other day on Fracture. The kind of double senti, being able to kind of bunker down one of the sites, and then the Euro is able to just go so aggressive elsewhere. And then you can even get tricky and kind of play the Euro in front of Senti util too. And it's a nightmare to deal with if it's played correctly.
Let's see what this crunch is like. How hard is it to get past on this util? There is a bit of deadlock util here. It's not massive, but we saw that nade coming in. The crouch nade was really nice from Sadak before. This time he's going to get down kicks, but Martin's still alive. He's just trying to get himself away from here so far. Safe. And Trex left with this. Plant next on the cards, 2v3.
30 seconds left.
The rotation's in. We saw there was Martin mostly trying to get out of the site, make sure he doesn't go down, leaving the 2v2. But playing retake here, Elite now leaning over. So you get to there, Martin just took a boatload of damage. Might have been just blind spam, but it connects really, really well. Trex, trying to get himself a little bit of a pocket to play from. And it's Safe who goes unnoted, which is a little bit of a threat here. He can time this right, and look at the stall he can get out. A tap on the spike could be Martin dead. Oh, this is preemptive. Deadly. Doesn't get what he wants, and Elite's going to catch him there. Maybe a little bit too early on that. Maybe could have played it later, and Trex left in a 1v3. Unwinnable near on. Elite there to secure safety as the defuse comes out, and Carmine Core 3 stay alive.
Yeah, round, I think, all off the back of Martin's initial pick, in my opinion. I think this is something we can't let Martin early get that. That's going to be step one, is trying to keep Martin away from those early picks. Step two is dealing with the Senti util. It's going to be a nightmare attack side, trying to deal with those
It's
kind of
a long
threats.
list.
There's a list. There is a list.
Yeah. And this is the big challenge, though. These are the tests we want to see of Vitality when they've been put in a predicament where it's tricky for them, it's frustrating for them. This is where we see the depth to this team. They are 2 away from Trex's ult, they are 2 away from Durka's. Martin, again, he's going to be doing this. He has the ability to get out of danger, he looks to pressure. Now we see a little bit of a double setup. Nice util, actually. Little stall from Sugetsu to buy some time for the reposition, but Elite's, I don't want to say in danger yet, he's not necessarily, but he does go down. Now, oh, stun from Sugetsu. I thought that was a little bit too dangerous, but he even catches a glimpse of the player dropping out. It's less to win this time against Sadak. So there's still an issue, but they hear the TP. Kicks, catches Sugetsu, completely none the wiser. Now 2v3, plants in as well.
Decoy.
High flash. Bless. Shows his hand. There's trying to get in here, but you can see the flash being held. Kicks. Nice from Martin. Now they're going to know where the last 2 players are. I think they know, maybe they don't. Now they do. Aves! This young gun is a talent, I'll tell you that for free. And Carmine Corps keep the lead here. 9 to their name now.
A little bit antsy in that 3v2 post plant. I'm not exactly sure the timings in which they should have been peaking or not peaking, but that's a tough one to lose. The kind of round where if I'm co-streaming, or if I'm board reviewing, I'm skipping that round thinking that's a win. Like, we had a Viper spit as well to use. Like, we weren't able to get anything done.
Nice! Nice! Nice!
Those shots from Saigetsu were
Really nice. It's honestly really good to see Sugetsu in a different jersey. Kind of, you're starting to see that individual power from him coming back online. I know he's at 9 to 12 so far, but look at the other games as well. He was really, really clean with it. And seeing him fired up, right? He was very, very like calm, introverted, a bit stoic before. Now seeing him getting back into this. Do we get a punish off the back? Elite didn't leave. Okay, so that's early info. Oh my God, Sugetsu just found where the heck? I just guess Dirk had a little bit of a look. Yeah, fair play.
Seems like, again, so Vitality 2 in a row now. They've gone for an early double drone, so dog long, drone through hooker to take all that control. But that's the kind of thing you usually do on like a fast strat, because it's a bit all-in.
Because you're not getting that back.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind a bit of a slower default using these Teo salvos, and then seeing what's happening and then reacting.
Good hit. Changing the tempo a little bit here. Elite. First time we're seeing him play this far ahead, and it's rewarded really nicely. The flash, I mean, they get a kill back on him. They're struggling to find deeper impact now. And of course, you're already remembering that Martin's going walkabouts towards A. He's cleared back by Showers. It's all looking tick in the box, unless we get a massive moment. But they've got a Stinger, they've got Guardians.
30 seconds left.
And Trex is just looking for kills. And in reality, Carmine Corps aren't really playing to their tune. They don't fancy it, why would they? Could get pressured here, but it's not a single endeavor. Sugetsu again. Big from him. There's a little bit of space, maybe trying to allow Kicks to get upon him, but he's already got ult. Kicks, clean. But you've got to feel that Martin would be the eventual end of this one. Would need to be an ace for Kicks, not to be. Aves there, and Carmine Corps again. We've got to see a timeout soon, Mini. I feel like we're getting to that point. Vitality's ideas are not landing here against Carmine Corps.
Yeah, and as I mentioned, I'm not entirely sure on this slow, heavy B default that they're running.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the overall intention is, because we know that Martin's on the map finding information elsewhere. I thought the Teo on this map, personally, I thought it'd be more Teo using the kind of salvos to take Showers control potentially.
That makes sense, right? It's a good first step.
Yeah, and then, you know, use the other side of the map can take long, like a bit like what we're seeing here.
Okay. Maybe, are they listening? No, but we'll see. We'll see if that's... Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay, well, they've taken one of the extremities, right? You could be a really good coach.
I think I could coach.
I think so. But now we get to see this tested, right? And they are going to re-clear this with intent. I think they use a lot of that Tahoe utility to fully clear towards Showers, but there is a player, so Safe's going to be cleared. Okay, but now do they try and spring in towards B? We get to see the value of the anchor with all the utility surrounding it. Martin's still ahead of this. You got to be on the ball here. Martin's been punishing you on this. It was a couple of rounds between, but...
Les is a good enough player to know. Like, we've already been called by that. That is a win condition for Martin, or for KC,
yes,
sorry. Is that your aggression? As the lurker, you should know that.
is a real high possibility.
Yeah. For someone as good as Les, and yeah.
Because this comes back to our early discussions. These are not just your mid-table teams.
No.
These are far from it. You know, the French sides went to town, they went to market, and they got the best they could. Bloody hell, they've got arguably some of the most MVP-laden teams available. We asked them to be going to internationals. That's the caliber. Now can they keep up? No, not like that. Elite just in the little corner of the smoke there, leaving just Trex alive. In a 1v5, this might be flawless. It won't be now, but close enough to Carmine Core. This side is perfect.
Did I talk about the Astra?
Tell me about it again. Tell me about it again.
The reason why Safe's struggling to take showers there is because he hasn't got anything to pair it with. If he had the Astra star there, conditioning, I thought this might be an Astra KO.
Yep.
Using that conditioning star, using those kind of conditioning kind of salvos, sending someone else that isn't KO into showers maybe, or maybe even just leaving it and just saying, well, you got to do something. You re-clear it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
God. Have we not had a timeout from Vitality? Oh. Production, if you could remind me, because my brain is small and not working very well. I don't think we've seen a Vitality pause on this half, which is a little bit surprising. You know, I'm never going to doubt Eng necessarily, but it feels like one of these scenarios where you're starting to see Casey really kick into gear, looking solid. They've got every ult available. They've got money in the bank. They've got the full buy. Vitality, got to show me something. They are down to Sheriffs here, so you're looking at a very uphill battle, and Sadak going to remind them of that. And it is a blender. Martin, he's having fun with it. It is gorgeous from Carmine Core with an in-zone flawless to get to 12.
I don't know if they started the round with the 5 ults, but they've got 5 ults. They've not, didn't even need to touch them. Oh. But on Vitality's side now, we are ramping up to big ults too. So these last few rounds, I mean, KC are on 12 and they got 5 ults. It shouldn't have any problems, but it's going to be ults versus ults. This is where it starts to get messy.
This is 5 in a row though, Mini.
Yep.
This is, you know, and I'm worried we haven't seen timeouts. I'm worried we haven't seen Vitality addressing it in any sort of way. It feels like they've let this one slip between their fingertips, which I don't love.
Okay, he must have some tech that I don't understand. Maybe the slowness? I don't know.
Someone will tweet at us, I'm sure. Let's see these ults coming through. Durka first to invest. Goes about the same speed as Safe's drone going out, but it is less to catch Martine now. There we go. Oh, come on. That's just uncalled for. So we can see the Brim ult. Going to clear through by
Safe does
lamps.
have this Armageddon.
He certainly does. Does he want it for... Okay, there's going to be the Vice ult as well. Okay, there's Skies as well. It's a bit of everything. We're throwing the kitchen sink into this one. Elite looking to try and step towards lamps. Oh, another ult on top. Why not? Chuck it in, Sugetsu. And it's going to be Durka finding a little bit of space to work, leaving just Sadak alive. And maybe a lifeline for Vitality. It's taken a bit of everything. Oh.
Ooh.
Oh. Ooh. Oh. You love to see a little bit of that. We love a little bit of that. How do you feel about the body shooting, actually? I've never got your opinion on it.
I'm a fan.
Love that.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
The Counter-Strike source in you comes out at that point. You're like, yeah.
I mean, far worse stuff is being done than
True.
shooting bodies.
True. Very true.
I mean, I like that I highlighted the Armageddon, the only ult maybe not used that round, but not needed in that first part. Beautiful kind of like just individual power coming out once again for Vitality.
And they broke the trend. It took 3 ults from both sides, but Vitality are not done yet. But Martine...
The ult now.
Yeah. Got out the big green. Or whichever colour he's opted for. And it's a risky play, does I don't know. It's all a bit topsy-turvy now. Okay, so they've traded out Aves and Les pretty much here. Martine's just been absolutely bullied by that suppress off the back of the drone. That is so nice. Vitality showing a bit more of this. Gorgeous from them. Finally looking so stable in these takes. I don't know where the hell that just came from, but it looked absolutely on the money.
Yeah, it's not complicated approach, just working up towards A, sorry. Aves overstepping the mark on the 12-8, to be honest. Like, for a young player who's doing so well,
Yep.
I want to see that reined back in a little bit.
Okay.
Dry contact through.
Do you let him get away with it?
That's a yellow
12 to
card.
8?
That's a yellow card.
That's a yellow card?
12-8? No, because 12-8's the kind of score where, let's say Vitality win a couple more, an inexperienced player, like Aves might not. You know what I mean? I've seen the nerves get to teams.
Nasty.
I've seen
have a round.
I've seen 11 threes, Lauren.
I've casted some atrocious scorelines, don't you worry. But I'm not calling a yellow on it.
A yellow on Aves?
I'm not calling that.
Okay.
Give it to yourself. I mean, look, if you want to, you're allowed
Good
to.
timeout. Good timeout.
You're allowed to. You're absolutely allowed
Eng's
to.
calling the yellow card now.
You reckon?
I'm telling you. Yeah.
Give me some Eng.
Nah, he wouldn't do it.
He's told you a nice guy.
Yeah. Do that in the bottom.
Got it. It's very important when you deliver feedback, you know? It's half the battle, but it is a Carmine Court timeout. And there has been one for Vitality in the back pocket. They decided not to call it, so they've been opting to kind of play this through up against 12. Maybe they'll learn unless he's like, yeah, there's yellow card, mate. What are you up to? That's it. That's the timeout.
It's the timeout.
That's the timeout.
It's the timeout.
I've got the comms.
I want to see what Vitality do around this Armageddon, though. I highlighted it earlier. It looked like they were just using it for the post plant.
Yeah.
In that situation, but I've cooked up some theory on this map with this ult. I think it's beautiful. Yeah, the entirety of the back of A or the entirety of B can pretty much be used. So, to me, it looks like a pretty easy round to win. Obviously, on the other side, we've got the kind of Gecko and the Euro ult, so...
Also quite good.
They're not bad.
Conversation, it looks a lot like Durka leading the conversation here. See safe in that one. I'm not sure if it's a back and forth between them, but it'd be interesting to see how that kind of shakes out. Yeah, okay, Vitality. Not down and not out yet. Look at them finish off the buy here. Martin's still going to get that operator out. Still got a full enough buy. And still going to have that Armageddon. So, what are we going to see? Vitality, you've got options.
Some kind of beyond default. But looking... yeah. Martin again, though. Oh, cheeky from Martin. Beautiful.
Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Martin, what a start there.
He's right back to B.
Yeah, I mean, the beauty of this Yoru, I think you're making me a believer in this sort of stuff. But so mobile. And we had seen that pressure starting to mount more and more often from safe towards shower, really prioritizing taking that, and it just looked tailor-made for him. Now you're looking at Martin, deeper angle. Oh, he should have seen the barrel. Yeah, you're seeing him come there in the smaller picture of him, so you get you aware that they're... Oh, Sugetsu! It is perfection! An in-zone flawless to close it out. Carmine Core. Put a bow on it. We're going the distance. We get to see Abyss here. I'm glad for it. Vitality now going to be put through their paces. The super team under scrutiny now. You don't want to go too far away.
Bro, please. Woo. Ay, 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 picante. It's picante. Poppy is here. Poppy is here.
Red Bull gives you wings.